Good morning, and here we are again. I just finished my 96-hour tour, and right now it's time to take up another brother before I head out. This time it is for Special Operations Command based out of Queens, HazMat Company Number 1, the Specialist, housed with Squad 288. So it's HazMat with the mothership and the follow-on piece. Our brother was 46 years old on 9/11, and this climb is dedicated to his wife Janlyn and 4 children, Darcy, Donnie, Gabrielle, and Juliet. Dedicated to Spec Ops, Special Operations Command with the FDNY, which HazMat Company 1 is part of, along with the squads, the rescues, and the Marine unit. This is his climb. For our brother who was in the South Tower as part of the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved because of the valor, bravery, and heroism that was shown. But right now we're taking up Firefighter Dennis Scauso from HazMat Company 1. So bear with me, it is now the 5th climb of my tour before I head home. The 297th brother to be taken vertical with 46 left to carry. So before even joining the FDNY, our brother went down to Florida and became a commercial airline pilot. He ended up working and flying for Ozark Airlines and TWA. It said there weren't that many flights that he could take on a regular basis, so he flew charter flights all around the country before coming back to Comac in Long Island, where he got in to the FDNY. It said that our brother and his wife Janlyn had known each other since they were younger, and they moved their separate ways. But it turns out they came back home, and while Janlyn was taking care of some business with her father being sick, our brother Dennis Scauso actually saw that she had a Monte Carlo SS that had been involved in an accident, so he took it upon himself to fix that vehicle, and after that they were married. Had 4 kids, Donnie, Darcy, Gabrielle, and Juliet. And Sean, it's a training device called the blast mask. It simulates an SCBA. And for his kids and his wife, Janlyn, to know that he will never be forgotten. His story will be told as we climb to keep our brother's memories alive for the family of the FDNY and our country. So this is his climb, his 110 floors, symbolically finishing his footsteps from the South Tower to the very top of the building. Symbolically going with me. I'm putting in the footwork, and he's going up all the way to the top. As I said before, our brother was 46 years old, got his start as a commercial airline pilot, and then joined the FDNY. This is dedicated to our brother, Bob Salveson, who is actually with HazMat Company 1 right now in Queens. I had the opportunity and honor of visiting the HazMat Company 1 Squad 288 a few years ago, and he gave me the tour there at the house. They ended up getting a call, so I was able to see the mothership carrying the specialist and the follow-on piece head out on a run. He will never be forgotten. His kind and gentle character, willing to help others whenever needed, will always be remembered. It said that he fixed his sister's car. It took him about a month to fix it, and that way he should be able to get away to college, from one of the articles I read. Our brother loved rescuing animals. Outside of being there for his family, it said that when they were doing a renovation there at the house at Dix Hills, I believe that's in Long Island, our brother found about a dozen salamanders swimming in a pool of tar, and one by one he gathered them out, cleaned them off, and rescued them. And then he called his friend at the Bronx Zoo to find out where the best place would be to release them into the wild. It said that any time he took an opportunity with an injured animal, he would rescue it. As far as what type of stuff on Fire One, Sean, this is a training regulator. It basically acts like you're breathing in an SCBA without going on air, so it conserves that ability, but it has the bypass and everything built into it. So, for our brother's family, his wife Jan and 4 kids, Darcy, Dawn, Juliet, and Gabrielle, he will never be forgotten. At 46 years old, was the chauffeur of the mothership. It said when they arrived at the base, he parked the mothership right next to Rescue Company No. 1 on West Street, and they went into work in the South Tower. Right now, it's his climb to finish his footsteps, taking him all the way to the very top of that tower for honor and respect of the sacrifices made so that others could live. For our brother Dennis Scauso, a HazMat specialist with HazMat Company No. 1, housed in Queens with Squad 288. This is for our brother, for the FDNY. Off and on the line again to Bob Salveson and HazMat Company 1. Thank you for the information earlier. Our brother was a kind and gentle soul, was able to help anyone that needed help. And from information I received earlier, he's greatly missed by his peers and friends. Always thanking him for every time he went on the job and got the work done. For our brother who was a commercial airline pilot with Ozark Airlines and TWA prior to taking private charters across the United States, prior to moving back to Comac with his parents, where he joined the FDNY, he will not be forgotten. This is live from the gym in Southern Park, New Mexico, the 343 commitment, and still counting. Initial 343, and right now it's our 110 floors for our brother, Dennis Scauso, HazMat Company 1. When I was talking to Bob Salveson at FDNY, there at HazMat Company 1 Squad 388, outside of the other squads and companies that are assisting the Spec Ops with HazMat and Decon, HazMat Company 1 is responsible for technician specialist work in all 5 of the boroughs. They're the primary HazMat specialist for the entire 5-borough metroplex in New York. Based out of Queens, they got Manhattan, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and Staten Island to go to work at. So just imagine the entire complete metroplex in New York City handled by the specialist on the mothership and the follow-on piece. For them, we climb to tell Dennis Scauso's story so he will never be forgotten, but always remembered. This is why we tell their stories, to keep their legacies alive for their families. His wife, Janlyn, and children who are not children anymore, Donnie, Darcy, Gabrielle, and Juliet, to know that your husband and father will always be remembered and never forgotten. Our kind and gentle soul who was there for everybody that he could be there for. Anytime you needed assistance, Dennis Scauso, our brother, HazMat Company Specialist with HazMat Company 1, would be there. Got his initial aeronautical school training, where he was a commercial pilot prior to getting on with the FDNY. Our brother was 46 years old at the time of his response as a chauffeur of the mothership, the first piece at HazMat Company 1, parked it right next to Rescue 1 on West Street prior to going to work in the South Tower. Part of the greatest rescue effort in United States history, where upwards of 25,000 were saved. The hardest hit house, as far as I'm aware, in special operations, with the combined 19 brothers lost between HazMat Company 1 and Squad 288. Right now, this is his climb to finish his footsteps up that South Tower, symbolically taking him to the 110th floor. For our brother, HazMat specialist, firefighter Dennis Scauso. So this climb has a total of 7 verticals. On completion of the 7th vertical, we get to the 101st floor. And then it's only 9 floors after that to go all the way to the top. And right now, I'm off the truck, so this climb's going to the top. Taking them up one step at a time towards that next floor. This is the 5th time that I've gone up for our brothers on this 96-hour tour. Sean, just to let you know, firefighter Dennis Scauso was one of the FDNY's 343 that responded on 9/11, 2001. This is his 110th floor memorial climb to take him all the way symbolically to the top of the tower. Dedicated to our brother Bob Salveson, a firefighter with HazMat Company 1, a specialist who appears on the HazMat Guys podcast. Right now, this is your climb, Special Operations Command. HazMat Company 1, the squads, the rescues, and the Marine unit. Taking them all the way, symbolically, to the top of the towers for his wife, Jetlyn, and children, Donnie, Darcy, Juliet, and Gabrielle. As I said before, our brother loved his family. He was the rock of his wife and children. He also loved to rescue animals. In their home on Dix Hills, I believe is what it was called, he found about a dozen salamanders in a tar pool on the property. With his love of rescuing animals, one by one he picked them up out of the mess, cleaned them up, and rescued them. Calling his friend who worked at the Bronx Zoo to figure out what he could do to set them free. We will never forget the sacrifices made so that others could live. And those that followed in the recovery effort, those who worked the pile at ground zero for days, weeks, and months until the recovery operation was declared complete. This is the 343 commitment, and still counting. 110 floors for our brother, Hazardous Materials, Company 1, out of Queens. Hazardous Squad 288, Specialist, firefighter Dennis Scauso. Taking them all the way to the very top. Our brother is the 297th climb of the initial 343. Taking them all the way, symbolically, to the very top of the tower. Went to work in the South Tower as part of the greatest rescue effort in U.S. history because of the valor, bravery, and heroism that was displayed by all who responded. Upwards of 25,000 were saved. Each one to take their place, one story at a time. And now we're just about to get to the second to last vertical of this 110 floors for our brother, who was told to be a gentle and kind and caring person, who was also always thanked for the work he put forward. His peers and friends miss him dearly. Again, thank you to Bob Savison this morning for reaching out and getting to me on that information. Right now, second to last vertical on this 110 floor memorial climb for firefighter Dennis Scauso, who was a trained commercial pilot who worked for both Ozark Airlines and TWA prior to joining the FDNY. He ended up going back home to Comac with his parents and got into the FDNY. Our brother was 46 on 9/11, was a chauffeur of the mothership, who he was advised to have parked on West Street, right next to Rescue Company 1, when they went to work in the South Tower. Taking him up all the way, the 297th brother with 46 left to carry in this initial 343 commitment. The next milestone will be the 12th at the 300th brother to reach the top. As I mentioned before, this climb is dedicated to his wife Janlyn and children, Darcy, Donnie, Juliet, and Gabrielle. Dedicated to Queens, HazMat Company No.1, the mothership and the specialists, along with the follow-on piece, Squad 288, along with the follow-on piece, the rescues, the squads, and the Marine unit. And to our country, because on 9/11, we made a promise and a commitment that we would never forget. And the country is doing just that. So it's up to us to keep them alive, to keep telling their stories, pushing them all the way up on this stair climber and across the country with 9/11 memorial climbs, where we take every single brother to the top, every single one of the NYPD and Port Authority carried to the top. Taking them up one at a time, going up to that 101st floor after this last vertical that we're just about to kick into. For our brother who gave his all to his family and to the job, he will never be forgotten. So this is what I'm doing. Stair climbing to that 110th floor. pushing him up all the way, symbolically finishing his footsteps. To the top of the tower, on that south tower. Taking him up. The last half of that last vertical, going up towards the completion of 550 floors this past 5 days. For our brothers who made the ultimate sacrifice so that others could live. All the responders that responded on 9/11. All those that responded to the recovery effort. For firefighter Scauso. Last vertical complete. Just those last 9 floors now. For our brother who deserves the honor and respect being given for the sacrifices made so that others could live. For his wife, Janlyn, who were friends when they were younger, moved away, and they went back. Came back in contact again when they were older. As I said before, Janlyn was taking care of some time with her father who was sick, and our brother, Dennis, saw that her SS Monte Carlo was damaged, and he fixed it for her. And then after that, they were married. Had 4 children. Taking them up all the way to the top. For our brother's family, the FDNY, dedicating this to Special Operations Command, Queens, HazMat coming in #1 in the follow-on, the mothership, Squad 288, and the follow-on piece to rescues. Outstanding, the Bulldogs, Big Blue, Popeye, and Blue Thunder, to all the squads, and the Marine unit. We're almost there. Almost at the top of 550 floors this tour. For our brother, Firefighter Dennis Scauso. Taking him up. Almost reach that top. We're just about there. For our brother, Firefighter Dennis Scauso. Firefighter Scauso. Rest easy. We got it from here.